Let me take you back to a thrilling chapter of motorsport history, the 1970 Royale RP6 17s, a machine built with pure racing soul. Royale Racing Cars, a British firm founded by Bob King in the late 1960s, quickly made its mark in the junior Formula circuits with a sharp focus on Formula Ford and Formula 3. Known for building lightweight, nimble, and competitive race cars, Royale wasn't just about brute speed, it was about balance, design precision, and razor-sharp handling. Now, the RP6 17s wasn't your ordinary track beast. Built in 1970, this model was essentially an evolved version of the original Royale RP6 Formula Ford. The 17 tag referred to its adaptation for Formula 3 and later for Super V competition. The enhancements from the RP6 included refined aerodynamics, upgraded suspension geometry, and improved weight distribution. It had sleeker body lines, a low-slung fiberglass monocoque, and an open wheel design that hugged the tarmac like a predator eyeing its prey. Powering this little rocket was a 1.6-liter Ford Kent engine, a screamer when tuned right, producing up to 115 horsepower at around 7,000 revolutions per minute. It might not sound monstrous today, but with a weight of just under 450 kilograms, the power-to-weight ratio made it a bullet on wheels. When fired up, that engine let out a sharp, barking growl that echoed across paddocks, the kind of sound that made your heart race before the lights even went out. Picture this. The green Royale RP6 17s slicing through the corners of Brands Hatch, tires screeching, the engine howling like a banshee as it flew down the straights. It wasn't just fast, it was poetry at speed. That tight chassis danced through the apexes, making drivers feel connected to every inch of the circuit. This car had its moment in the spotlight in several Formula Ford and Formula 3 races throughout 1970 and 1971, competing in the British National Formula Ford Championship. Drivers like Tom Price, who later drove in Formula 1 for Shadow, had experience with Royale cars around this period, though specific driver records for the RP6 17s are a bit foggy and times missed. However, several amateur and semi-pro drivers in Europe took turns behind this lean green machine, cutting their teeth on the circuits of Silverstone, Snetterton, and Castlecombe. The first known owner of this RP6 17s was a privateer racer from England named Geoffrey Lancaster, who purchased the car straight from the factory in 1970 and campaigned it throughout the season in club-level events. The car was later sold and restored for historic racing, and yes, it still runs with that same thunderous growl. Interesting fact. The Royale RP6 17s was often mistaken for a March or a Lotus at first glance because of its design cues, but insiders knew this was a sleeper, a track assassin in disguise. Royale was also one of the few smaller constructors to produce both Formula Ford and Formula 3 variants from the same chassis base, showcasing their adaptability. In short, the 1970 Royale RP6 17s wasn't just a car, it was a statement. Light, fierce, and responsive. And when it flew down the track, leaving behind only a trail of heat shimmer and the shriek of a Ford engine, it didn't just compete, it commanded attention.